answered a job listing. Now I'm afraid to leave my house. So, this all started when I was in a pretty bad spot. Bills were piling up, my savings were draining fast, and my job hunt was going nowhere. You know how it is, endless scrolling through job boards, applying to stuff you're overqualified for, and hearing nothing back. Then, one night, I stumbled across this listing that seemed too good to be true. The ad was super vague, but it promised great pay for night work and didn't require any experience. All it said was, discretion required. No questions asked. Contact if interested. There was no company name, just a phone number. I was desperate, so I thought, why not? I sent a text, half expecting it to be a scam. Within 5 minutes, they replied. Report to 145 Everlock Road tonight at 10 p.m. Wear black. Bring nothing but your phone. Now, a normal person would have noped out of there, but again, desperation. Plus, it felt kind of exciting, like stepping into some secret club or something. So, I showed up. The address was this big, abandoned warehouse on the edge of town. The kind of place you'd expect teenagers to dare each other to explore. There were no signs, no lights, just a single car parked outside, a sleek black sedan. I almost chickened out, but before I could second-guess myself, a man stepped out of the shadows. He was tall, dressed in a suit, and looked like he belonged in some Wall Street office, not a creepy warehouse. Without introducing himself, he handed me a plain envelope and said, "Follow the instructions exactly. Don't deviate. You'll be paid when the job is done." Then he turned and disappeared back into the dark. Inside the envelope was a single sheet of paper. It said, 1. Enter through the west door. 2. Do not turn on any lights. 3. Walk straight to the center of the room and wait. 4. Do not respond to anything you hear. 5. Leave when instructed. Do not look back. At this point, I was seriously regretting my life choices, but curiosity and the promise of money pushed me forward. I found the west door, just like it said. It was unlocked. Inside, the air was freezing and smelled faintly of damp metal. The darkness was absolute. I couldn't see my hand in front of my face. Using my phone's flashlight was tempting, but I didn't want to break the rules. So I shuffled forward, arms outstretched, until I found what felt like the center of the room. Then I stopped and waited. At first, nothing happened. Just silence, broken only by my own breathing. Then I heard it, faint whispers, coming from all directions. They didn't sound like a language, more like a jumble of sounds, words that didn't quite fit together. It felt like the whispers were testing me, trying to see if I'd break. I kept my mouth shut, heart pounding. Then the whispers grew louder, closer, and I swear I could feel warm breath on the back of my neck. But I didn't move. I didn't say a word. Suddenly, there was a bang, like something heavy had fallen right next to me. My instinct screamed at me to turn and look, but I remembered the rules. My hands were shaking, but I stayed frozen, staring straight ahead into the void. After what felt like an eternity, a voice, not a whisper this time, but a deep, guttural voice, said, "You can leave now." I didn't wait. I turned on my heel and bolted, resisting every urge to glance behind me. When I stepped back outside, the suited man was waiting by the sedan. He handed me a second envelope and said, You did well. We'll be in touch. Inside the envelope was $5,000 in cash. I didn't sleep that night. The whole experience felt like a bad dream, but the money was real. And as much as I wanted to forget it ever happened, curiosity kept nagging at me. What the hell was that place? Who were those people? Then, a few days later, I noticed something strange. Wherever I went, I felt like I was being watched. Not in an obvious way, just this lingering sense of unease, like someone's eyes were on me, even when I was alone. Last night, it escalated. I woke up to find a figure standing at the foot of my bed. I couldn't make out any details, just a tall, shadowy outline. It didn't move, didn't make a sound, just stood there, watching. I froze, too scared to even breathe. When I finally worked up the courage to turn on the light, it was gone. But this morning, I found a third envelope slipped under my front door. It didn't have money this time, just a note that said, "We'll see you soon."